there's the introduction of the Scott Sports Whole Shot Championship. Scott is investing a lot of money in goodie bags per race, BMX bikes at the end of the year and more. Can you please let us know by a quick brief on how the Whole Shot Championship will work this year?
Yeah, quick brief. You all line up, you go off the start, and the one who's in the lead gets the whole shot. And then what we're doing, what there is Darren and the team have set up a league table which will be available on the website for people to see. So there's whole shot prizes for each race on the day, I believe. Could be wrong, but that's how I understand it. And then obviously there's going to be a league table, and at the end of the year we've got some fantastic BMXs to give away to the classes. So I think hopefully we'll have a few different people getting whole shots, and the idea is to feed the Scott brand and products into the marketplace.
I see this year the race format has changed to a 5-race format. Is there a particular reason why it has been changed?
We've changed the race format, basically value for money. Last year we didn't engage perhaps enough with everyone like we should. To quote someone, we became too professional and not personable. So feedback we had was people didn't want to be going home at 1:30 on a Sunday because they felt they weren't getting enough value for racing. So we're going to go back to the 5-race format just because we liked it the year before, and it gives our families, our riders value for money. We still think we can keep our sighting laps in, so it ticks all the boxes of what we're about.
In 2019, you're introducing the new ACU British Rookie Championship. Could you explain that to our new riders and our fellow followers?
So the idea with the rookie class, a little bit born out of the ideas in the Maxis and a couple of things you see in America. So if, for instance, last year you were an auto rider and you've moved up to the 65s, you would be classed as a rookie to that class. If you are someone new that's coming from outside, you would also be classed as a rookie. The idea is, especially with the autos, we've got Aidan Stat and young Joel Winstanley moving up, and maybe they're not going to win the outright British Championship this year, but they could win the rookie class to start with, but the points will count, so they could be 10th in the main British Championship and 1st in the rookie championship is the idea. And that's just to encourage people that maybe do the lesser series around the country. There's other national series, and we know people are a little bit scared to come and do the BYC because that's where the best riders are. Mightn't be 40, but there's always the best riders in the country. So that's the idea, is to try and bring them in slowly and let them have a chance of winning a trophy.
Yesterday it was announced that MX Vice and 24MX have signed up to support the championship. Can you explain what they will be doing and what the impact it will be for the riders and their benefits?
I think there's lots of benefits. The one thing we know as RHL and probably BYC we've been a bit weak on is the original idea was to encourage and look for future champions, help develop riders into the sport in whatever way they can. So I spoke to James from MX Vice and 24MX, and there was an opportunity to bring them on board and to get them involved in the media side, on the social media, and perhaps to help us engage the kids and understand perhaps what they need to do now to be modern motocross riders, and the options and benefits, not just in racing but probably outside of racing. So for us, we see it as fantastic. 24MX is 10 years old. It's a massive company now and it's only set to grow. So working with that type of caliber company is fantastic for the series and fantastic for the kids, because hopefully they'll get picked up, they'll get brought into other bits and pieces, and there's other plans coming out. So it's going to be a rolling and evolving relationship.
And do I hear rumours of a 24MX actual academy?
This is definitely something that I'm keen to do. I've been frustrated for years because I've been trying to get it to happen. It's just financially finding that money to set it up as we'd like to isn't readily available in our sport. But again, 24MX are willing to invest in the kids because they see the future. They want to invest in with RHL, so there's the discussions going on. We will be announcing something shortly, if we haven't announced it already, that there's an academy happening. But I think the academy, you need to probably judge us in 2 or 3 years' time, when we're competing with the Dutch and the Italians on how our kids are mentored, I would say.
And is there anything else you can tell us about the upcoming championships and plans going forward?
Championship's very good. A little bit frustrated because we're getting stalked about numbers. A little bit frustrated with riders and families not understanding that we want to keep a kids British Championship. You know, it's quite easy for RHL to add in 2 pro races and just have the kids as an add-on, which I think is maybe what other national non-British Championship series are doing. They're using them for money. My view is I would sooner invest in the kids, invest in the future, and look at it in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, and say, I've created some world champions, or helped create world champions. You know, I can't wait to see what Rossi Beard does. You know, I can't wait to see what Ike Carter does. And Dominic Lancet. There's young kids that have sort of worked through with us a little bit, but they're probably at the front of what we're trying to develop, and hopefully now the next 5 years we can do that. But we can't do it if people don't buy into us. And I think from my point of view and the RHL team's point of view, people need to come and speak to us more. We shouldn't be standoff, but I think we get so wrapped up with racing that perhaps people see us as a bit standoff, but totally not that. I would ask people to speak to any of the riders that came to Junior Worlds with me. You know, Preston Williams has impressed me all the way through, and Preston, I think I've helped get a deal, but I would say speak to that family, speak to Jack Taylor's mum and dad. You know, anyone that's involved that sort of knows us would understand RHL is very passionate and very keen to help, but sometimes we mess up, so perhaps you need to come and tell us we're messing up. And that's it.
Thank you for answering our questions